All right, joining me now, Mr. Trump's Energy Secretary, Chris Wright. Mr. Secretary, in the past, you said global warming could be a good thing and that the planet could stand to be a little warmer. What's good about global warming, Mr. Secretary? And good morning to you.
Good morning, Stuart. Look, everything in life has trade-offs, but a warmer planet with more CO2 is better for growing plants. The world has been getting greener for decades. 14% more greenery around the planet today than there was 40 years ago. And we have far more people die of the cold than die of the heat. So everything has a trade-off, but yeah, there's pluses to global warming as well as negatives. But the bottom line is it's just nowhere near the world's biggest problem today, not even close.
It seems to me, looking at what's going on, that the Green New Deal is almost dead. Am I right?
I think it's in progress of being killed off. President Trump was elected to bring common sense back to Washington. And boy, he's doing that in grand style. Think of the American dream, Stuart, and I know you often talk about it.
I do.
The American dream is your children are going to have better lives than you. We've had 4 years of making energy more expensive and getting in the way of this next generation from realizing the American dream.
You want to just get rid of that. You want fossil fuels to come back big time, right?
Absolutely. We want all energy sources that can lower the cost of energy, expand job opportunities, and have more stuff made in America. That requires more energy and lower cost energy. And yes, America and the world run on fossil fuels today, and they will continue to. But if there's other energy sources that can add to that portfolio without increasing the cost of energy, we're all in for those as well.
Yeah, you've called you want to prioritize nuclear energy. So how fast can we get nuclear power truly expanded? Is it a process of years, or can we do it in just a couple of years? How can we do it fast?
It's years. The government has strangled nuclear energy for years. You know, it was 6% of global energy 20 years ago. Today it's 4%. But with deregulation and some common sense back in the government place, I think the start of the nuclear renaissance will happen during President Trump's term. Before it's meaningfully impacting U.S. energy and all that, that'll be several years. But it wasn't happening at all before. I think we're going to see new nuclear plants, probably small modular reactors, built during the Trump administration.
Now, President Trump wants to cut the price of oil in half. He wants to bring it down to $40 a barrel or thereabouts. If that were to happen, why should drillers drill? Because it'd be tough to make a profit on $40 a barrel oil.
Yeah, President Trump's agenda is to lower cost to consumers. I think Americans care most about gasoline prices and diesel prices and heating prices and electricity prices, kind of the end-use product prices. And there's so much friction, there's so much overhead and cost and uncertainty in that world that President Trump's actions, I think, are going to help grow the supply of all of these quantities, and that will put downward pricing on pressures.
We've got we're producing more than 13 million barrels of oil a day in America right now, more than we've ever produced before. It's going to take an enormous effort, isn't it, to get that total pumped up? How do we do that?
The marketplace will do that. If we reduce the risks and costs of investing in energy production, investors will be incited to invest more. The biggest limiter on energy production in the United States today is infrastructure. We can produce a lot more natural gas and a lot more oil, but we have to be able to move that to a marketplace. And the last 4 years, virtually impossible to build new infrastructure. You'll see announcements in the coming weeks and months of new infrastructure projects that will allow the expansion of U.S. energy production and deliver lower cost energy to consumers. I think New England is one example of that.
Are we talking new pipelines? Are we talking new liquefied natural gas export terminals? All of the above?
All of the above.
Okay. Real soon?
Yes, absolutely. I signed last Friday the conditional approval for a new LNG export, the first one after the 1 year long pause, and more coming, more in the works. And in fact, I was on the phone with the Indian Energy Minister this morning. There's so many of our allies that want America as an effective supplier of their increasing energy needs. And this president, President Trump, is all about growing American energy production, both to lower domestic prices, but also to enable our allies to have America as their key energy supplier. and not bad actors in the world.
Last one, Mr. Secretary. Have you found any waste or fraud at the Energy Department?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I've been in the seat a little over 2 weeks. We've already found many millions of dollars of money that was spent and was being spent just simply adding nothing of value to the American people. So we've cut out some needless expenditures, and we're doing everything we can to become better stewards of American taxpayer monies without sacrificing the DOE mission. In fact, we want to expand the DOE mission, but do it all at lower cost and more efficiently. That's how business is run.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for being with us this morning. It's a real pleasure. Come and see us again.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, sir.